What's up, guys? Nethervvoid here with Elite Dangerous, new series, episode 1 of Space Truckers. Excuse me there. It's actually a syndication of Max SRB, or basically Max. Max's series of the same name, Space Truckers. I saw that series, thought it was pretty cool. Figured, you know what, I'm going to see if I can do a series like his, because I think it's really neat. Basically, the series is where I just fly around and do some trading right now, since that's what I'm into in this game. I'm at Chango Dock. I'm going to be going to Azaban City, and they want clothing. I'm using Slopey's Best Profit Calc. All that stuff's in the video description. Link to Max's series, and also a link to the Slopey's. There's also a link up to the left there to the video that shows how I like to trade. So go ahead and click that. It teaches you how to use Slopey's and all that other stuff. So we're good on the market. I always check my fuel, it's good. I bought my commodities. We're going to get out of the station and go to Chango Dock here. This is the second time I've tried to record this episode, because the first time I had this kind of stuff happen. See how the server's not keeping up? There we go. I had to restart my machine and everything. So anyway, this is the Space Truckers new series, just like Max's. It's pretty sweet. Basically, I just talk about random things like gaming news and things like that. The first thing I wanted to talk about, and I gotta be kind of careful because there's a lot of people in these stations. It seems like more and more people are getting into beta. So I kind of have to be careful a little bit. You'll also, I talk about my controls a little bit in that video on how to trade. To me, controls are very important for trade, you know, getting in and out of the stations and everything. There's also a how to dock tutorial. You should see the link to that as well. I'll be doing more tutorials. Oops, that's not what I wanted. But for now, this is good. Let's boost out of here. Put the gear up. Lock in Chango here. Let's see. Aranin. There we go. Anyway, so this is basically going to be a Let's Play style series where we just chat about different game stuff. And am I mask locked? Yes, I am. Let's get out of here. And different things like that. Put in the comment section different topics you want to talk about. We can talk about them. I was thinking one of the really cool things to cover would be the newsletter of the week. They put out, Elite Dangerous guys put out a newsletter every week talking about new things in the game, things they're developing. And actually, it's something that I get an email of in my inbox. So I'm going to try to link to that as well in the video description. It's a lot to remember, but hopefully I can do it. Hopefully I can link to it, actually, because since I get it via email, I'm not sure there's a website for it. I would imagine there is. I would imagine there's a thread for that on their website. So anyway, jumping into Aranin, going to Azaban City. I think that's the safer bet. I was going to go to Olin, but the port, that station seems to be a little bit busier, and so it's harder to dock there. But, so I'm going to be going after the larger ship. This ship's capacity is only 4 units cargo hold, and I really need there's a much better ship that like has 100 capacity, but it's 216,000, so I really need to work to get that sucker. Let's lock that sucker in. You can see on the upper right of my throttle there, you can see the target. And I'm just putting it into the crosshairs here. So there we go. Pretty simple stuff. Again, my links on how to trade and how to dock and stuff, those videos will show you how to do all this stuff. It's pretty easy. One thing that's not in those videos that someone's telling me about is the autopilot, where you can see there, now I'm in the blue section on my throttle, and supposedly the autopilot will kind of lock me in, but I think I have to do it myself. But if I keep it in that blue territory, I shouldn't have a lot of issues doing this, but I'm coming in way too fast here. So I'm good to go as far as proximity, or I mean as far as on target, my alignment's good. I'm coming in a little bit too quick. Even though it said I was fine, I knew it was going to be too fast. So on the bottom left there, I want those 2 bars to be in the blue so I can jump out of Super Cruise, or drop out of Super Cruise. Could be going a little bit faster. There we go. I usually want to keep it about 10%, so 7, 6, I need to be 0.6. So this thing's keeping me at relatively a good speed, but it's not perfect. Sometimes it likes to overshoot. So yeah, Newsletter 39 had a couple of good things in it. One of them, man, I don't like this new mouse. I can't, or this new headset. It's hard to shut off the mic when I clear my throat and stuff. But they were talking about exploration. They had some really cool stuff to say about it. I thought it was really neat anyway. Basically, when the game first comes out, there's all the systems are not gonna be explored. It's not gonna be like, oh, here's where everything is. The populated systems, obviously you're gonna know where they are, but there's gonna be bunches of systems out there that nobody knows, you know, what's in those systems, what planets are there, things like that. That's gonna be pretty neat in my opinion. So basically the way it's gonna work is, if you fly in the system, you don't automatically know all the planets, where they are, all those things. I would expect that in this kind of a technological world that would happen probably. I mean, we can already kind of do that with our current telescopes, which are kind of crap compared to Elite Dangerous's tech anyway. And we can already see, you know, which stars have planets and things like that. So I don't know. It's not very realistic the way they're going to do exploration, but it's pretty cool. So you fly in the system, and you got to be carrying like some sensors, like scanning equipment and stuff. And then what's going to happen is, wow, I'm going really slow. Okay, safety disengaged. Let's do it. What's going to happen is you fly in and you start scanning for different planets and stuff, and you should see, again, depending on how you scan, you should find planets and asteroid belts and different things like that, right? So then you have to fly out to these planets and asteroid belts and stuff and do some more scanning. Now, when you get to a planet, let's say, you're going to have to sit there, turn your scanners on, and scan the planet. You're going to have to actually move around the planet and orbit the planet and scan down to the surface and get read how, you know, the surface area. And I would imagine they're going to have some kind of indicator as to how much of the surface area you've scanned and things like that, to kind of tell you what kind of scan results you're going to get. So to get the results you want, you're going to have to scan a lot of the surface. So you're going to be there for a long time. The reason for this is it's going to be kind of like exploration is going to be, you can make money from it. Like, these are new planets that are not on the map. They might be very rich in cobalt or some kind of other mineral, or maybe gold even. And so people are going to want to know about these planets. So it's kind of like prospecting in a sense. When you go find a gold mine, you can go out and find gold mines that nobody knows about yet. I mean, they still exist on Earth. You can go out and find one, and let's say you don't want to mine it because you're not a miner, you're just a prospector. You find gold mines or whatever, and then you sell the rights to that mine to a gold mining company or something like that. So in a sense, this is how it's going to work in exploration too. You're going to fly out to a planet, scan down the planet. It's going to take a long time, and then that data is going to go back in your cargo hold. Okay, we're under 7, so let's contact Asban and ask for some docking permissions. 42. That's good. So you're going to scan that planet. It could take, could take half an hour, could take a day. I mean, not a real day, an hour. It could take a long time, right? So that data doesn't get sent out immediately to everybody. It gets saved in your databanks on your ship, right? Okay, stop. And this is bad. No! Good. Wow, what a noob. I was trying to push the wrong hotkey there. That's okay. As long as we don't crash, that's all I care. Wow, we almost crashed right there. So doing some yawing, some thrusters here. There we go. I think we're good now. Move forward. Just gotta be careful of the people. 42. Generally, I don't think that's very close to the front, which is nice. There it is. Okay. Alright, let's get this thing all straightened out here. Still getting used to these controls. There's a lot of them. I don't use I use mouse and keyboard, so let's do the gear there. Straighten out a little bit more. Alright, we should do a full stop here pretty soon. Alright, back it up. There we go, perfect. Textbook landing. So you're going to fly out there, you're going to scan these planets, right? You're going to get all the data. It has cobalt, it has gold, it has all these things. And then you get that data on board, and you're going to bring that data back to a civilized planet. So generally speaking, that's going to be a civilized planet from the Federation or Empire. that has a data claim registration facility. Okay, you're going to sell that prospected information to one of those two factions, in-game factions, right? So you're going to get a lot of money for that. I don't think you don't like get a percentage of whatever's mined there. I'm not really sure how that works. I do know they said you get like a lump sum of cash, so that's kind of neat. I got clothing, I think, right? Yeah, here we go. All right. Not making a lot of money off these transactions. So where am I now? I'm at Azaban. Okay, let's get that guy up on Slopies here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking fruit back, but let's check. So that's going to be kind of neat. Now here's the cool part about it, though. The cool part about it, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be fruit. Yep, fruit. Okay. The cool part about it is that people can shoot you down and actually collect that data out of your ship.
At maximum capacity.
That is neat. That's really cool. Oh, whoa, I didn't get, gotta make sure I get fuel. Oh, don't forget your fuel. You know, it'd be really nice if they had a way that you can just auto-buy fuel. They need that, because, like, forgetting to buy fuel and stuff, it's tedious. Doesn't help the game out, in my opinion. It doesn't add anything to the game. As also, with, like, docking privileges, docking rights, there should be something that, maybe it costs a fee, but it auto-asks for privilege, like the docking rights, because what does that really add to the game except you forget and get shot? You know, I don't know. Not a big fan of that.
Engaged.
Let's pull up the gear. So anyway, I think that's going to be cool. I really like how they're doing exploration. Exploration is something that I really like to do in a game, and it's nice to see them spending so much time on it. Let's boost out of this place here. Let's get this going. So where are we going? Chango again? My Buddhist? Yeah, there it is. Alright. So yeah, that's definitely going to be sweet. So they talked about it a lot in the newsletter. Go check that out if you think it's something you want to hear more about. But I think it's really neat. Come on, hurry up. Mass lock here. Get away from the station. There we go.
Drive charging.
So, also what they were saying is, you know, it might be hard to find certain asteroid belts. Maybe they're small. You know, maybe the belt is really like you know, like the asteroid belt that's actually between Mars and Jupiter is actually fairly thick. I mean, some of those asteroids are giant. I mean, they're pretty big. And so there's so much material there, it's very easy to see that there's an asteroid belt there, right? But there might be belts that are very narrow, right? They're still a small amount of matter, but maybe it's something that's really valuable, like some kind of special uranium or some crap, I don't know. And so you're going to want to go super cruise around these systems, even though they're new and they've been out for a while, and you think, oh no, all the planets have been found and there's nothing else to really look for. You could find something that could be really lucrative. So it's something I would, you know, they said even people that come a little bit later are going to have a lot of fun doing that, because they're going to be able to hopefully find stuff that nobody else has seen. Let's super cruise up to Chango again. This is going to be pretty boring. That's why I'm doing like a Let's Play style with it, where we talk about different gaming stuff. There we go. How many light seconds are we? 400? Yeah, that's pretty far. Let's do some rolling here. There we go. So, I don't know. I think exploration's going to be neat. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any of it, just because it can be pretty dangerous. I don't know. It depends on what you can put the scanning equipment on, right? If you can put it on a smaller ship that maybe isn't so expensive, it could be a lot of fun. I could see that being a lot of fun and be very lucrative. And not super risky, but I have a feeling if it's going to be very, very lucrative, it's going to be risk versus reward, right? They're not going to put out something super lucrative and, you know, have no risk. Good game designers, I think, do the risk versus reward really well, and you wouldn't be doing yourself any favors if you make it like no risk at all, really. Too many people would be doing it, really. Hopefully I don't have to fly behind the planet. I've had to do that recently with some of these stations. So I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty neat. Let me know what you think in the comment section about that. I think that's kind of awesome. They also recently added, I didn't even put this in my notes because I'm not all that excited about it, but they added paint jobs for certain ships that are flags of nations. But the problem is, in my opinion, it kind of ruins Elite a little bit, the storyline behind Elite, because there are really no nation, like United States doesn't exist in Elite, so I don't understand. Or maybe it does, I guess, since it's supposed to be based on kind of more of an Earth timeline. But in a system with all those planets and everything, yeah, I don't see there being like England and all that. Now we're coming in kind of quick here. Warning, interdiction, huh? Okay. Let's just boost out of this. Alright, let's get out of this. Boost. Cool down, damn it. So they're way behind me. Come on, let's get out of this interdiction here. There we go. No problems. Oh, they're speeding up, but not gonna make it. Looks like NPCs anyway. NPCs have a solid block like that, and players have a block that... Oh yeah, see, it's already pumping me way fast here. Players have a hollow square, so that's how you tell the difference. But anyway, yeah, so you can paint your ships. I think I got one for Cobra Mark III and some other ships like that. Like, not the newbie ship, but some ships like that. It's gonna be, it's kind of neat, but you have to pay. It's like a transaction thing, so you're gonna pay some money for that paint job. I would imagine it's gonna be permanent, because why would people buy paint jobs that only last like a month? You know, and they're gonna buy it again. Maybe if it's 50 cents or something, or half a pound. I guess if you're British, that could work. That's like $1 for United States, apparently. Well, approximately. I don't know all the conversion rates per se. Yeah, safe distance. Okay. But I don't know. Not too into the paint job thing. It'd be cool if you could do paint jobs for like major alliances in the game. That'd be kind of neat. Like player-run alliances, you know, that have like 1,000 members and stuff. That could be really cool. So that you could fly, you know, the colors of your alliance as you're flying around. People will see your colors and know it's you. You could scan for that. You could put a scanner on it to say, show me the paint job, and that's how you could figure out who's who, you know. That'd be kind of neat. Another thing they talked about, ultra high def coming in, 4K resolution, 60 FPS. They've been running that lately and said it was awesome. Looks like the entrance to the station is right there. Let's get over there quick. Gotta make these runs quick, especially when I'm only making like 400K, you know, 400 per jump, or I mean per trade here. That's not a lot. There's actually some other things I was thinking about doing to make money I heard about, but I have to try them, and I don't want to try it in a video. Not till I know how to do it. So yeah, they've got the game to run at 4K resolution at 60 FPS. I think 4K is kind of the new thing. Remember when 1080 was like a big deal? And it took a lot of YouTubers a long time to get up to 1080. They just didn't post it. They're like, no, I'm gonna post, you know, I'm gonna keep posting at 480. It's fine. People are like, well, at least post at 720. You know, I at least want to watch it kind of in a higher definition. And so people a lot of YouTubers reluctantly started posting in 720. And oops, there we go. Request dock. Pad 4 probably in the front right there. And then 1080, a lot of people were pretty reluctant to do that. Now, I came in YouTube like 3 years ago, and 1080 was like, to me, felt like default, because I was working to try to distinguish myself from the other YouTubers, you know? So, yeah, I had to post in high def. So I have a feeling it's going to be very similar to that. The 4K craze is going to be very similar to, people are not going to want to do it. You have to upgrade your systems to do it, your machines, you know? That costs a lot of money. People think YouTubers are rich. I don't know, I guess. You don't make that much off AdSense, trust me. Like, come on, you gonna get up there or what? Like, each tank video I put out makes like maybe $2, you know, max. Oh, there's 4 right there, way back in the back, nice. I can do that. That's easy. I hate when they put it right next to the dock port, you know? Like, they don't even know where the thing is. So yeah, we don't make a lot. Now, I mean, average YouTubers, the big guys make tons. They're making tons off one video, you know, it's like, it's a no-brainer for them. But for us guys who only make, you know, a few bucks per video, we're not making any money really. We're doing it for fun. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, let's just ease it in. There we go. Landing gears down.
Docking successful.
So anyway, that's what these little Space Trucker videos are going to be about, the Space Trucker series. Again, check out Max's videos. These are going to be about 30 minutes long, I think. Depends on how much I have to talk about that time. Or if I'm right in the middle of a run or something. I think we can get one more run done. But let's go sell this stuff real quick. So what, I'm at Shango now again, right? Let's flip it back to Shango. I don't need to flip it. Let's get fuel. Let's get fuel again real fast here. 14 credits. And then I'm just going to get clothing. I know it's the same. A lot of times it'll change. You might not want to do this. But it's been the same out of Shango and Azaban forever, so I don't see it changing right now anyway. And this will help. This is a way faster than having to rerun.
At maximum capacity.
Rerun Slopies again. See, I'm already out of here. That's perfect. I don't want to sit in the station. It's all about time, right? How fast can you do these runs? What's interesting to me, I used to do something very similar to this kind of grinding, this money grind. This is like a trade skill grind in a sense. This is a crafting grind, because I'm not doing PvP,
Ship released.
I'm not
Engines
killing
engaged.
NPCs, I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just trading, and I'm making money off it, right? Now, normally I have to be pretty careful coming out of the bay, out of the dock here, but I'm just going to boost it, because I'm a crazy wild man. And I almost hit the thing, but didn't. Let's pull up the gear. We can really open up the throttle. Let's lock in... I Buddhist, right? No. Iranin. Alright. So yeah, interestingly enough, this kind of a grind it seemingly like exists in lots of different games where you're just kind of, especially when you first start in the game, you end up grinding like a trade skill or something to make money. And let's get out of mass lock. We need to get out of mass lock. So it's all about efficiency, right? It's all about how fast can I turn this stuff around to make cash. So the best way to make this kind of money, if you're going to be doing this kind of grind, is just figure out the fastest process to make that money. But yeah, I remember back in Ultima Online, back when I was relatively new to the game. It was back in '99, so it was pretty hardcore still. There was no trammel or anything, which I liked it that way. I never did PvP in that game. Well, not a lot. And I loved Felucia. I loved the fact that I could get jumped at any time. Mining, I could get jumped. It kept it fun. So I was totally fine with that stuff. But anyway, I wanted a large brick house. Or, you know, is that what it was? A large brick house? Something like that. It was like 150,000 gold or something, which back then was like a ridiculous amount, right? It was like a ton back then. And, so I did tailoring back when you could tailor fancy shirts. Azaban City, is that where I'm going? Pretty sure. Yeah. I was tailoring fancy shirts, and you can make like, was it like 20-something gold per shirt? Like profit, you know? And so that's not a lot, right? I need 150,000 gold. I'm making 28 per shirt. So, needless to say, that's a lot of grinding. Now, I couldn't just carry one shirt at a time. I could carry, 40 or something like that. It's still a lot. Oh, I need to slow way down here. Yeah, see? Autopilot's not working. It's not autopiloting me.
You have the life expectancy of George Clooney.
So, yeah, needless to say, it took me a month to do all that grinding to get that house. I already had a house. It was kind of a smaller one. Almost everybody had that size of a house. It was really easy to get. It's kind of a newbie house. But I wanted a bigger house because I wanted to store more crap. I used to be I still am a pretty big pack rat in MMOs. But in that game, you had chests. You could decorate your house. It was really neat. It was very ahead of its time. Ultima Online was way ahead of its time. People are still having a hard time putting those kind of things in game. But Ultima was doing it. So anyway, spent a month grinding out tailoring, right? I had almost a Grandmaster Tailor by the time I was finished. And I had my 150k. So I go buy my deed. And I'm like super pumped, ready to go look for my house, right? Ready to go place it. Because you had to go out in the world and find a spot where it fit. It wasn't instance housing. It was within the world, like with everybody else. Just all the people around you, right? So I run around. This is when deeds were not newbied. People could steal them out of your pack. People could kill you for them, stuff like that. It was pretty... Ultima Online back then was pretty mean. It was... You definitely had to have a thick skin to play that game. It was not all that easy to not get upset when you got ganked or something. So I'm looking around 2 or 3 hours later. Now the best way to do that was to put the deed in your bank, find a place where you thought would be good, and then go back to the bank, get your deed, and see if it would fit, right? See if the house would fit in that location. That was the way to do it. That was the way the smart people did it. Well, it was taking me so long, I just started running around with the deed on me because I was like, this is crap. Every place I checked, none of them were big enough. There was someone else's house was in the way, or there was a tree in the way, or some rock I couldn't move, or something like that, and it was a pain. So anyway, 4 hours later into it, I can't find a spot. I'm getting pretty frustrated. I get paraganked by a PK crew, 4 guys. 2 of them paralyzed me continuously, and the other 2 were dropping spells on me. It was a slaughter, right? Then they pull my deed, and it's gone. A month worth of work down the drain. So I pretty much quit UO for a couple months. I messaged GM. I said, this is crap. I spent a month doing it. Now, that's where the risk versus reward is way out of line. Something that takes a month to grind in like trade skills and stuff should not be something you can get by killing somebody in 30 seconds. That's too much reward for how little risk there really was. 4 versus 1 is not a risk, you know what I mean? It's very easy to kill one guy with 4 people, especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere, right? Now, some people can get away from that, but most people are not going to get away from a paragang squad. 2 guys paralyzing, which means you can't ever move. And then 2 guys killing you. Now you could have traps on you. You could trap bags on yourself, which seemed kind of like, seemed a little bit like a bug that you could actually do that. You could pop these traps. They wouldn't hurt you. They'd pop you out of being paralyzed. So in a sense, you did have a way to get out of it. But for most people that didn't PvP, nobody had those pouches because you'd have to reset them every time you logged in. It was a huge pain. I mean, if you were... Oh, here we go. It's locked up. I think I'm going to have to crash this thing. Well, that's going to do it for this. It's going to probably put me back at a station. I usually don't get out of this. The game just crashed. Let me know what you think about space truckers. I think it's pretty cool. Tell me some things to talk about in the video description that you want to talk about, different topics about games, or it really doesn't matter. Probably nothing political because I just don't want to alienate viewers and stuff. I don't want to mess in the comment section. Anyway, let me know what you think about this new series. As always, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys next time.